Welcome. Hello. Welcome to the Freq podcast, where we will be discussing all kinds of different things on this beautiful earth with everything that we have in our hearts and our minds and our souls. We will be exploring a variety of things, but today on the Freq podcast, we will be starting with the one thing that everybody is obsessed with. And you wanna take a guess? I'll give you a second. That's right, it's love. Love. We are so obsessed with this concept of love. And I just want to express some things about what I have learned about love. One distinction that I would like to make about love is that a lot of the time when we fall in love with somebody, we're not falling in love with that person per se. Maybe this is different for, of course it's different for everybody. People experience all different, expressions of love. But I will say, what I feel we are doing when we say we've fallen in love with somebody is we've fallen in love with the way that the person and their mannerisms, their attitudes, their values and their ethics and their morals, everything that we experience when we meet somebody, we love the way that they leave us feeling. For example, I have found myself questioning if I have fallen in love with multiple different people. Probably because I love love. Probably because I love people. Probably because I am obsessed with learning things about people, learning the ways that people function, learning from the ways that people function. And I love when I can kind of take a step back and okay, so I was going to give an example. You guys are going to find very quickly that sometimes because of my ADHD, I can kind of shoot off in a different direction and kind of just start talking about something random. But back to what I was saying. Oh God. Happy first episode. So what we do is we fall in love with the way that people leave us feeling. For example, in my travels, I have met multiple different people, and one in particular comes to mind that definitely sparked a freedom flame. Oh God. That sounds really cliche, but a flame of freedom, a flame of freedom where I was like, whoa, you're right. Everything is possible. Life is available to us. There are so many options, and wow, another human being who is acknowledging the options that are available. And I found myself ruminating on that person and wanting to, have conversations and stay in touch, and even after they told me that I wasn't the kind of person that they would date, I was just like, oh, maybe if I can just prove to them that I am what they want, then maybe they will love me, Oh, and listen, you're gonna get to know the inner workings of Mary pretty well, I think, with this with this podcast. But yeah, one thing I guess you should know about me is that I've experienced codependency pretty heavily, and so a natural part of my being kind of seeks to be accepted by those that I find valuable or interesting or people that can like provide me opportunity, survival. It's kind of like a weird, it kind of boils back down to my childhood. Of course, it all does. But seeking validation and appreciation by those who I admire, because I want to be like them. And so that yeah, you know what? I'm actually like describing confusion of love. It's not really love, it's like more of the illusion of love. But I do think that it's like a common thing, that people experience. At least I do. So whatever. If it resonates with you or not, like that's all on you, bro. My brothers and sisters in Christ. But one thing that I do think that it's a common thread, and that like we fall in love with the way that people leave us feeling. Like, and also I want to make the distinction that people don't make us feel anything. My friend Ryan explained to me that like people leave us feeling certain ways, because we ultimately choose how we feel, or at least we allow the feelings to surface in the way that they naturally will. And so when we engage with people that we admire, people that we that have attributes and aspects to their being that maybe we don't have, or maybe we want, then that is like something that really entices us to be closer to that person, and to depending on like your level of dedication to your path or dedication to your mission, like maybe then we like change our entire lives around to facilitate something with that person, right? But that's not love. It's I mean, like, ideally if you are enamored with a person and they are also, enamored with you, maybe it grows into something that like you guys actually like get to know each other deeper and can appreciate each other in all aspects, because that's what love is, like actually getting down to the nitty gritty of who a person is, and like being willing to accept who that person is, and desire to create something together. I'm also like, in this pod, like, we're gonna explore different themes as well, like themes of love. It doesn't have to be like committed love, like it doesn't have to be long-term relational love in order for it to be love. I guess I will say one thing about being enamored with somebody is that you love this aspect of a person, but that's not the entire picture of a person. Like that's only one part, and it maybe it's not even a part that can be like sustainable in that person. So if you fall in love with one aspect of a person, and then you like create stories in your head about who that person is because of the one aspect that you engaged with, and then like, because okay, our human minds are so good at like creating stories and creating in general. Like our bodies and minds are literally sponges to the environment that we are in, and we are constantly taking in all of these sensory inputs and like creating this world in our minds of like what we are experiencing, who people are, what we're doing, like where's the sun, where's the food, right? We're all like, our bodies are designed to help us survive. And when we take in an aspect of a person that we enjoy, and then like go into creation mode in our minds of like who, figuring out and putting in the missing pieces of who that person may be, we then like start to project an image of who they are in our minds onto that person, and then And then we're in love with the image that we've created in our head. We're not in love with that person. We're in love with the image that we've created of that person in our head. And then when they are ultimately and inescapably the human that they are, and they show us who they are. They show us that one piece or multiple pieces of the person that they actually are. And it creates that like cognitive dissonance in our mind of like, wait a second, I thought you were this, but you're showing me that actually you are something completely different. That can be really hard, and then that's when we fall out of love. Maybe, and the other choice is to like lean in and learn about that person. If it is love, and it's not just like obsession or I don't know, like something else that ain't love. Something else that ain't love, you know? And this spans over like everything. It's not just romantic love. This I've experienced this in my own life. Here I am, hold on. Fixing the microphone. I've experienced this in my own life, with my family. I think like people that are close to us, assume that because they are so close and because they have maybe even like witnessed part of your development and things like that, I feel like the people who are close to us believe that they know who we are, when in all actuality they don't. I don't know how else to say it, but they just don't. I mean, there are aspects to ourselves that we are figuring out all the time that are new to even us, and then there are aspects that like have always been there, but we just have never allowed people to see. And so, love, I feel, is an ever unfolding remembering who we are, meeting ourselves constantly, and constantly meeting other people where they are. If you have like fallen in love with a person and you love them in this moment, if you love them in this moment, that is a gift, because this moment is fleeting. This moment will never happen again. And you will love a person for who they are showing you that they are in this moment. And maybe it's maybe it's trust issues, maybe it's like I don't know, being surprised by aspects of people that have laid dormant for decades. But when you are approaching relationship, when you are approaching these feelings of love that erupt inside of you for a person external to you, it's so very vital that you remember that you are only catching a glimpse of who that person is in this very moment. There are all kinds of there are universes within each person, and to say that you know somebody to the depths, like, I don't think you do. sorry to break it to you, but I don't think you do. And I think like the more that we experience life with people, the time that it takes to really get to know people, we then get to discover and experience all of the vast differing aspects of a person. And maybe we fall deeper in love with them, maybe we discover things about them that we don't enjoy, and that we would not want to, I don't know, like build a life around, or like, you know, I mean, yeah, like And is that love? Like, it all really depends on what you consider love to be. And I think that may be something fun that we can like explore together. Like, leave in the comments, what is it that you believe love is? Like, how do you experience love? I think I think someone is, oh, we're drilling. Okay. Well, that wraps up this episode, and I love you all so much. Please come back and listen to the pod. There's going to be more episodes, and yeah, we're just getting started. So, I love you all. Have a great day.